So, anyway, we'll record it for the internet.
You gonna be able to get it fixed?
Rather buy guns, ammo, or food.
Well,
money.
Internet may be your only communication source.
Well, I don't need an optical drive for the internet.
Now, what is going on? What am I hearing?
A drive.
So is that on everything, or is it just for if you're trying to set up a video?
No, just for the computer. They don't make quality anything anymore, and people come to love it so and expect it so.
Well, so anyway, what's going on? So AIG, they can't, they're demonized, so they can't use their corporate jets, they can't have parties, they can't do anything, and they're downsizing. Okay, they're getting rid of a bunch of people. Now, they're basically telling people, you're done in 6 months. Okay, so what they're doing to these people.
Oh, this is better. This Alex, sorry to interrupt. Alex Bradley.
Yeah.
The Genesis.
Genesis is the best.
It is the best, isn't it?
Absolutely.
The last couple of sticks I've had weren't the greatest, and I picked one up a couple of days ago. I'm back at the shop that I picked it up at, and so far this is outstanding, like the other ones were in the past. Every stick, every maker has their bad batches from time to time where you're just on a down day, one thing or another. But this is so far a good smoke, and I just lit it up. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I mean, oh man, this is awesome. How do you rate Alex Bradley, the Genesis? I know 1 to 10 out of. We're not talking excellent Cubans or anything like that. Out of what we got available today.
High 6, maybe 7.
Oh, tough standards.
Absolutely.
What else? What would be higher than this? I can't think of too many sticks.
Right now, because of the batching of cigars, I had a batch of Camachos recently that I would put up probably 7.5.
And those you were going gung-ho over. They were like...
There was one box I found.
Greatest thing since sliced bread, and that's only a 7, so what's a 10?
As far as Dominicans and Hondurans and stuff.
Have you had anything at 10 in the last couple of years?
Not in the last couple of years, no.
Enough said. No. So the best you've had in the last several years is at 7, 7.5?
What I did have that I'd probably put at about an 8 was Mike, a friend of mine, had some old, probably 7, 8-year-old Camacho Figurados.
Which Mike over here?
De Vega.
Yeah.
And
is he gaining that weight back?
He's trying to.
He looked kind of chubby the other day.
He says he's going to go in because the whole. He goes, no. He goes, I'm going to get this underwear with pockets in it and put like little heavy things in so my weight.
They're not going to be full body. They're going to strip them to us.
Well, I understand, but he thinks they're just going to weigh him, and I was telling him, no, they're going to check your body mass. He goes, no, it's just height, weight. He goes, and the doctor's on his side, so it's like, he says he goes in there, he goes, how tall are you, Mr. Vega? He says, I'm 5'10" or 5'11". He says, I just kind of like stand like this, and they'll go like 5'9", and.
People that love to stick their head in the sand and refuse to see the reality. So, but the other one better than that.
Well, he had, and they were old. They were probably about 8 years old, and they had mellowed. Okay, but the old Camacho flavor was still there. And I put that right around an 8. Very, very good cigars. Very delicious cigars. Those are. I mean, for what's out now. I think those are pretty close to the top of the heap. The top 3 or 4. Everybody loves these Don Pepins. I don't think that much of them.
I don't like them that much either.
I think they're bitter. Now I did smoke yesterday. A guy was downtown at Specs again, and I was looking at some LaFleurs. He gave me a little LaFleur about this big, about 4 inches, 4.5 inches, maybe.
With a little barrel end on it.
No, just like a real short, 4.5 inches, maybe 40 ring gauge, maybe 42 ring gauge.
Okay.
It was what they called an Oscuro natural, and he said he used to like them. He says now they're just, the wrapper's too dark and they taste real tarry, like tarry, T-A-R-R-Y. And I was like, okay. And when the first couple of puffs, that's exactly what I thought. I said, oh yeah, it's just like syrup. And it's not even that sweet. As the cigar developed, fantastic. I can't smoke the big LaFleurs because I get dizzy.
Well, that's a good thing. Smoke them at the house and lay down and go to sleep.
No, man, it's unpleasant.
I tried because the LaFleur, nothing's like it used to be. Nothing is even close. But that LaFleur, the McKenna box press, it's an awesome smoke. I haven't tried that longer one.
Whenever I see those, though, the wrappers don't look oily. They look real dry.
A lot of times they do. Depends where you looking. Where are you looking at them?
At
Specs.
Sirius.
Well.
And at Specs too. They, right next to them were the other ones, and they were very oily. In fact, the one that I had the other day.
I could hit and miss at Specs. I mean.
I agree.
Here it's decent. Over there where I'm at in the vault, have pretty good humidors. Of course, definitely. Yeah, almost all the time, regardless. So you got a handful of shops that have decent humidors, decent sticks, and everything else you just hit and miss. And even here.
Well, what
it's getting better. It's getting better.
The ones that are coming out of his cabinets up here taste better than the ones out of his humidor. These things, they're fantastic. And they're better than any other shop I get them at, so I don't know what's... Yeah. Maybe that he's got just similar cigars in there.
And it's full. And it's mirroring the flavors that are in there.
That's probably what it is.
So what do you think about this? I heard, I haven't confirmed it yet, about the government laying off the military.
Well, I haven't heard that. I mean, that's certainly part of the whole program.
Because they don't have the money to pay whatever. Oh yeah. Well, because every man's going to be an island to himself unless he surrounds himself with certain people, like-minded. And what better way than divide and conquer? It's if everybody's there together and they know that a lot of the soldiers will not turn in fire. Some of them will. I mean, some of the cops are itching to. But, it's easier to move in a foreign force. We don't have the money to pay for our forces. We had to let them go. But this kind Russian government or whoever they decide to be, they decided, they're going to help us out. And they're going to sweep the streets and keep us safe from all the people that think that they have a right to bear arms. Tote your Bibles around. No. So,
well, I was talking last night. I was at this little thing, and I was talking to this woman, real sweet. She was all depressed about turning 50, and I thought she was, still pretty good looking and everything.
50-year-old women were pretty nice looking.
Well, this one was. But we were talking about some stuff, and so I don't know how the tax issue came up or whatever. And I was like, in Utah, federal government has by and large quit prosecuting tax cases because the Utah juries say not guilty. The Mormons, right? Cool. And she's like, huh? What kind of tax? I said, income. Federal tax? She said, no way. I'm in finance. I'm in an account. I do this and that. Law office accounting. They got an IRS office in Utah. I said, they might. She goes, no. They just go to tax court. No, the tax court. You know, that's another bullshit thing. I read your deal about that. It used to be just a board of appeals.
Which one of my deals? Something I wrote or something?
No, one of your little sticks with a bunch of stuff on it. In fact, that's where I read about they quit. No. Where did I read that the federal government? Oh, that's where I read that. But,
yeah.
Where the guy's writing letters to the IRS and they start talking about tax court. He goes, no. And the guy's saying, the tax court, that's a fraudulent court. He goes, you're trying to make it like it's a real court. It was a board of appeals. Now you, again,